This is the fourth apartment in the Vacuous Green build series that I'm doing, and I made this enormous rental complex with 12 apartments in total. This unit specifically is for a pink girly. She is going to have the most Pinterest-worthy apartment I can possibly make within this given time frame and like size allotment, because it's a small apartment, so we have some restrictions. We have to also keep the same kitchen finishes and bathroom finishes. These types of restrictions make it a little bit harder to create a unique space. So I really spent a lot of time thinking about what sim is living in this apartment and how they would decorate, what types of items would they have, what activities do they usually do. One really simple build hack that I always use for these types of large apartment complexes is I create a sample room. So I'll have like a kitchen, for example. These apartments, they're all going to have the same finishes because it's a fairly new apartment complex. So, it's all builder grade. And so I created this like kitchen with the one standard layout. Then I copy and paste the room into each apartment, and I customize the kitchen just a little bit for the layout. Then everything looks really cohesive when you're going through the different apartments, because like if you go into this type of apartment complex, you're not going to see like a ton of different finishes throughout. That would be so expensive for the builders. Yeah, I'm just really thinking about the investors here. So as you can see, I'm implementing that technique of copy and pasting the bathroom and kitchen in this apartment while also decorating it just a little bit differently. This bathroom has a more unique layout because I wanted to make sure there was enough space for a closet. Obviously, there's these types of things that you always forget about when you create layouts like this. Like, oh man, I forgot I need a closet for that bedroom, or I need a place for the laundry machine. Those are the types of things I always forget, and it's something I'm working on. But I know for a fact you guys can relate, because planning ahead with building is sometimes it's just not as fun. You want to just dive right in and start building and have fun with it and be creative, and then you realize, oh wait, I probably should have made a plan first. So the unique shape of this bathroom is probably something you're not going to see on like a cookie cutter apartment complex like this, where they've like planned it out for years in advance. I mean, hopefully they won't have this type of like problem, but they definitely have a lot more time planning wise. One thing I've noticed about these sinks is that they have a spot where you can put a decorative item, but it never fits any of the decorative items. Like the spot, everything hangs over into the sink, and that just really annoys me. So every time I move the sink away, and then like I'll place the items above the sink, which sometimes can cause the game to like glitch a little bit in that those items may disappear when you download the lot. So just a FYI, when you use move objects, items may disappear. And now we've already moved on to the kitchen slash living area. I like that this space is more of an open concept, because that's what you see in a lot of smaller apartments. I feel like people are always like, well, it's a smaller space, but it's open concept, so it doesn't feel cramped. And it's really still cramped. You just don't have walls in between the spots. So in that sense, it's not cramped, but you just got to stuff a lot of things into this small space and hope it works, which I did with this apartment. And I feel like she's a pink girly. She's a maximalist. She wants to have all the things, and all of the things have to be pink. So of course, she's got like a bunch of rugs and throw pillows, throw blankets, and a bunch of different unique items that are sentimental to her. I even went so far as to give her an electric fireplace. I mean, I don't know if it's actually electric, because the game doesn't have those types of like advanced settings where you can be like, oh well, this is electric, this is gas. It is what it is. She wanted to have that Pinterest girly vibes, and of course, if you want to have that Pinterest girly vibes, you need a cozy space. Cozy space in my mind means fireplace, and I would love to sit in front of the fireplace drinking my coffee in an all pink apartment just like her. So I get it, and I wanted to make that for her. My image of her is that she is really interested in music, and maybe even went to like a performing arts high school and is currently pursuing her dreams of becoming a recording artist. So, of course, I have added a ton of music decorations and activities for her to build that music skill. I also made sure to have a bunch of mirrors. Mirrors are the most underrated item in The Sims 4 because there's so many different skills that you can learn just from that one item, and it takes up barely any space. I mean, honestly, it only takes up wall space, so you don't really have to worry about mirrors causing your build to be clunky, you know, like a certain cupcake item. But you can practice acting, you can practice speech, you can practice storytelling, you can freshen up, you can psych yourself up, change your Sims outfit, plan out the outfits going into CAS, practice debate, and just try on outfits just to, you know, get a little boost to your mood. That is so useful. If I were to go into the game and like start from scratch with a sim, which I usually never do because human beings have attributes even when they're like really really young, so it just doesn't never made sense to me that you can't like add certain skills in CAS before you go into live mode. But anyway, I just got on a little tangent. What I'm getting to is that if I were to start a sim from scratch with no skills, no nothing, and no money as well, you know, they have those challenges where you have to start from zero. That would be the first item that I buy as a mirror. You don't even have to buy a mirror. They're on community lots in bathrooms. Just go into a community lot bathroom, build up your, I don't know, freaking speech skill, and or that would be like charisma really. So you practice speech, build up your charisma, get a job, and then just like once your charisma is all the way up, you can ask for a promotion from your boss, and it works pretty well. So that's like a fast track of your life, and that's actually a real life skill that you can build. Isn't that so messed up? You just, as long as you know how to speak well, you can always just make it. You always good. I also imagine that she wants to be more of like a performing artist as well, so having a very heavy emphasis on her looks and her ability to perform is reflected in this build by the fact that she's got a ton of clothes and she has workout gear in her apartment, even though there's a workout room in this apartment building. And also she's got like makeup laying around in her bathroom because she does like take that extra time every day to make herself look a little dolled up. And of course I had to add on those like really really cute items from the various kits. I know I've used items from the pastel pop kit, the everyday clutter kit, the bathroom clutter kit, like all the kits. Honestly, I'm so torn because I hate the like incessant cash grabs. I feel like they're just cash grabs, but at the same time it's like they put a lot of good useful items in these kits. Not always the highest quality, but always very useful in terms of decor. As a builder, like I don't need it, but they are nice to have. And because I do have that a little bit of disposable income where I can afford $5, I do end up making the decision to get the kits. But I understand from like a cost perspective, it's not the best. It's not at all. And there's obviously room for competitors to step in and provide a better quality and better priced items. But anyway, back to the build. I could literally rant on that tangent for a while. I feel like because she's a pink girly, that automatically makes her a more sentimental person because, you know, that pink vibe is always going to be reminiscent of childhood pink girl princess vibes. Whether you had that in your childhood or not, you know, could have had that aspiration to have all the pink items in the world, and it really is just something that stems back from people's childhood. Sentimental items like little trinkets and toys from their childhood. I also added the keepsake box that's in the entryway, and adding some more cozy lighting like candles throughout and little lamps, and making sure that it's just giving the vibes. Okay, it's giving the vibes. I also feel like she's the type of person that goes to concerts pretty frequently, so she has her own folding pink chair that she takes with her to go to those events. And She's always like camping out, waiting for the artist to arrive before the event even starts, just so she can get an autograph. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate how cute all of these little clutter items are? After seeing them, I'm like, oh my god, I kind of want something like that in real life. But I don't need anything else. Right now, I'm in a period of my life where all I do is like work and pay bills. So I'm really trying not to be as like consumer capitalist centric right now and buy all the cute little things, because yeah, I need to be in a better place, because I out of college, gotta pay all that like student debt off and get my life set up. So yeah, I'm in that's oh my god, that's another thing. Why is it that we have the Sims based on American world, but then those college bills are those are some European Union type of college prices for real. Honestly, I want my Sims to struggle just as much as I have in order to get a higher education. Like, give me student loans with high interest rates that are considered predatory in any other country, and give me a college dormitory like rental fee. In order to stay in the dorms, you have to pay at least $1,500 per month. And guess what? That's not for your own apartment. That's for a little bed that's on the top bunk. You get and then you don't even get a kitchen, and you surely do not get to stay there year round, because you're getting kicked out when the semester ends. Okay, and so that $1,500 is really not $1,500, because certain months you don't even get to stay the full month. Like, I want that type of situation where it's actually a struggle to go to college. Oh yeah, and if you were thinking about living off campus, just also realize that most colleges here in America do not allow you to live off campus in your freshman year. Like, you are forced to pay them that $1,500 per month. And then if you're an actual independent person at that time, guess you're gonna have to figure out your living situation for the rest of the year. If your family gets rid of your childhood bedroom when you go away to college, just know you're gonna be sleeping on the couch on those breaks. I'm sure you can probably tell that my professors loved me. I definitely was like talking about this type of stuff, because they would always be like, oh well, we want you to do like random ass like nonsense assignments, like, oh, let's do a discussion. We had these written assignments that are called like discussion boards, where they would just be bullshitting just to find another thing to grade you on. If you could meet a celebrity, who would you meet and why? What are some of your recent goals? Tell me about what you're thinking of. And it's the complete waste of time. So I would just be like ranting about how college is a scam and how I'm just sticking to it, because I was already like 3 years in when I realized like, oh shoot, I really shouldn't have done this. Honestly, if I had more time to put towards this build, I would have added even more clutter items and added more rugs and things of that nature. But I really didn't want to end up spending over 4 hours on each build. So my time limit for myself was around 3 hours per, like, not build, but per apartment. So the speed build section of this video is coming to a close. Stay tuned if you want to watch the CAS of this sim who lives in this apartment and the tour of the apartment after it's fully completed. I really wanted her physical appearance to reflect that pink girly vibe that I kind of get from all those Pinterest boards I've seen. And I wanted her to have a pink girly name, so I named her Amelia Rosemary. I feel like it's a little bit earthy, but also just really freaking cute. My image of her is that she definitely listens to like lo-fi girl stuff, and she listens to pop music like Britney Spears, and she loves Taylor Swift, even though she would never admit it. She's just got that type of like girl vibe as well. I gave her the musical genius aspiration because obviously I want her to be a musician. I want her to aspire for great musical feats and be this like amazing performer, but she's got to start somewhere. So I gave her like the literal beginning level. She's tone deaf. There's a lot of room for improvement there. I gave her a very Gen Z vibe with the bell bottoms and the crop top shirt. The one thing that I kept going back and forth about with this sim is her hair. Like, I really couldn't figure out what is the perfect hairstyle for her, and even the hair color was a bit challenging to decide on. The background story that I had in mind for Amelia is that she was a babysitter while she was in high school, and she also did a lot of odd jobs in order to make money because She was always like kind of strapped for cash in high school. So I feel like she spent most of her high school years just trying to make ends meet and working a lot, making money and saving up for the future. And I feel like now that she's finally got more of a stable job and she's making a good amount of money per hour, she's able to like splurge. And that's why she has such a maximalist pink aesthetic, is because now she's finally able to buy all the things that she couldn't buy and wasn't given as a child. I think she would definitely be one of those people who have that like restocking aesthetic, who just buy like just kind of unnecessary but just aesthetically pleasing things for themselves as a treat. And you know, she works really hard in order to be able to have that lifestyle. I feel like this job description that explains what the level 3 babysitter is all about really explains where I imagine her to be in her life. See, it says Amelia is continuing their babysitting adventure by securing a job at the Munchkin Menagerie's Holding Hands Daycare. Working with a loving, experienced team of childcare professionals, she will help provide a gentle, caring, and stimulating environment that honors the genius in every child. That's so freaking cute. And it also reflects the fact that she's got an extremely high level parenting skill, because she's been babysitting for years now. So she has level 9 parenting skill as well as a level 9 wellness skill, because I figured those are the part-time jobs that she always took in high school, is like doing wellness classes, personal training, or like some type of yoga classes, Pilates classes. She would be a great instructor for those, and it also helps build up what I believe would build up her charisma. And I give her a really high level cooking skill because the nannies are always cooking in the game. And I was like, she's definitely been cooking a lot for people's kids all the time, and cooking for herself as well, because she probably couldn't afford to go out to eat every day. Something that really goes along with her building that cooking skill is also her building that fitness skill and the charisma skill, as well as the acting skill while she's at work, because everyone knows you always have to put on a different face for work. And she's this customer facing personal fitness coach who's supposed to get you through all your hurdles and make you feel great. And that is really a persona that she built. And while building that persona, she also built her acting skill. And I feel like she also built her writing skills, logic skills, and some other music skills like piano and guitar at her performing arts school. The other thing is baking, because you know, it goes hand in hand with cooking, really. Cooking meals for the kids, maybe they're baking cookies together on love day, you know, like doing little activities together, such as flower arranging too. That's why I added the flower arranging skill, because I feel like it's one of those activities that you can do with kids. Lots of thought went into these skill selections. In terms of her traits, I gave her the creative trait, music lover, dance machine, mentor, and muser trait. Those all really go hand in hand and perfectly reflect her aspirations. I really went in depth when it came to her likes and dislikes, because I feel like preferences really make a character come to life, and it differentiates two different sims. Because you know, you can have sims with the same traits and they act exactly the same, but when they have those preferences, it truly gives them some character and individuality. For example, you can build a sim who's really creative and likes music, but it shows nothing really about their actual personality. And these preferences can shape a person in ways that you would never imagine. Just think about the fact that Amelia likes emotional decision makers, and she likes making complaints and listening to complaints, and she's very emotion driven. Yeah, I'm just a really big proponent of likes and dislikes in The Sims 4. I love it. So pause and look through her preferences if you're interested. I just want to say thank you for spending this time with me and going through some little Sims storylines with me. It was really fun, and I hope to see you in the next video. This is a 12 video series, so there will be a bunch more to come. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.